You know what theme I'm on about. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to Zombie Weekend. So we are on day 10 now, and by the time this video is up it should be the 28th of May, so what better way to review the movie, of course, 28 days later. So this is written by Alex Garland, directed by the great Danny Boyle, starring Cillian Murphy, Naomie Harris, Christopher Eccleston, Megan Burns and Brenden Gleeson. So this, of course, is a Brit horror, and what it is first we see at the beginning of the film some some animal activists that break into a lab, which I'm thinking, why the hell is the security so shit there? And they plan to free these chimps, unaware that these chimps are infected with a raging virus which is contagious, and these scientists try and find a cure, as one scientist begs them not to release them, but of course they do, and then the whole thing outbreaks, and then 28 days later everywhere is dead, and we then see the character of Jim, played by Cillian Murphy, wake up in the hospital naked from a coma, and he's pretty much missed all the big event, and he then gets some scrubs and goes around London looking for people till he finds the infected, raging zombie people that are full of rage. Then he comes across some survivors, one of them played by Naomie Harris, called Selena, who has another person with her who they eventually get infected and dies when they go back to Jim's house to see if his parents are safe, which they are dead. And then of course they do find another two survivors, Frank and his daughter Hannah, who are in London, and then find a radio transmission to Manchester where there's a group of soldiers that promise refuge. And when they get there, Frank doesn't quite make it because he gets infected, but they go to this mansion where these soldiers are, at first promising refuge, but then it turns out that these soldiers are vile people that want to take advantage of our two female leads in this, Selena and Hannah. And basically the colonel, played by Christopher Eccleston, Doctor Who, said he promised them women, and of course then they think that it's more safer out there with the infected than these soldiers, so they destroy the whole operation and take refuge in a farmhouse another 28 days later, where hope is on the horizon as they see a French fighter jet, and they put out a message, hello. And that's how the movie ends. Of course there is a post-credit segment where it's an alternate ending where it shows Jim not surviving and he dies, and I think that they were going to go with that ending, but they thought, no, let's just put it in the post-credit scenes as an alternate ending, what if Jim didn't survive. So that is pretty much the story there. So I'm sure I'm not giving anything away because this film is nearly 20 years old. It came out in what year did it come out? It came out in 2002, so the film is just about 20 years old. So what did I like? Well, I liked our cast in this, played by probably a few unheard of actors at the time. I mean, this is the movie that introduced me to Cillian Murphy, and this is when he was probably not as known as he is today. I mean, these days he's known for playing Thomas Shelby in the hit show Peaky Blinders, and has been in many other films and that, like Red Eye and the Dark Knight trilogy. So I liked him in this, our lead character, who is actually Irish but was playing someone who was English. I also like Naomie Harris again, an actress that I don't think was as well known at the time, but in recent years she's probably been known as Moneypenny in the recent Bond films. We also got Brenden Gleeson in this as well, who again was another Irish actor playing an Englishman, and he was great in this too with his character. I also liked his character of Hannah, but I feel that she didn't have as much development as all the others. She was like in it still, but was among the survivors. I also liked that Christopher Eccleston's character in this, who was like the sergeant. He was a soldier. He was called Major Henry West, who at first is like a reassuring good character. I mean, now they found a haven, but then it just turns out he promised them women that they wanted to exploit. I think in an apocalypse like that, is sex really on their mind still? But he turned out to be one of the main antagonists in this. I also thought the score in this was good. It has that signature theme, that you know what theme I'm on about. I don't know what that score's called, but I just refer to it now as the 28 Days Later theme or music. I like that one as well. I also like the score in this film. It had a great score and some good cinematography, and how they managed to film London deserted. I believe they got up in the early hours of the morning in the summertime to just film them scenes and close it off, especially in the motorway when they had to close that off as well. I believe they had to close it off because it was so deserted. So I liked a lot of the filming and the location and the cinematography in this one, and I liked the Brit horror. I also like The Infected. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you will agree or disagree that the infected in this are not zombies because they are alive and they can get killed by being shot not in the head and stuff. And yeah, the infected, I think, are infected with the rage virus, which is like a mad form of rabies. But in this, I will say that the trope I'm going with in this with the zombie is, as long as they're sort of brain dead, they're savage and they're vicious and they're not even human anymore. I'm putting that down to like the zombie effect, because there's so many different types of zombies, aren't there? So I'm going to consider these people rage zombies, like they're just rage and brain dead, and they have one specific instinct to just kill and vomit blood and everything. So yeah, technically they're not zombies, but I'm considering them like sort of living zombies, what have you. So yeah, don't go flooding my comments saying these aren't zombies and that, because I will say that these zombies are runners. They run, but I will definitely give credit for the running kind from Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, where they are officially proper dead zombies and they run. But yeah, I like the makeup effects and the practical stuff they had for the infected with their bloodshot eyes and the, just the whole like how they were zombie-like, going and stuff. Especially the way they move, and that scene in the church where he discovers that there's a few bodies that move. It's just, really unsettling and creepy, and I really liked that, how horrifying that could be, and how brutal a lot of the stuff were. And I don't think they used much digital effects in this. I believe a lot of the stuff were practical, and yeah. 20 years later, this film's still good, and I do enjoy it. I'm hoping in 8 years they will finally get that third installment made, 28 years later, because then that'd be perfect, accurate and stuff. Because we did get a sequel after this called 28 Weeks Later. We'll get to that. So 28 Days Later, what am I going to rate this one? I think I will give 28 Days Later... You know what, the hell with it, I'm giving it 5 brains out of 5. 5 brains out of 5 for 28 Days Later. So there you go. That's it for this episode and for today's review on a zombie movie. So yeah, Join me tomorrow for day 11, where we'll be going back to Romero's Dead series. And can you guess what that is? Well, find out tomorrow. So, yeah, that's it for this one. You know, the score. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Feel free to do all that. Hit the notification bell. All my social media links are down below in the description. You can watch all of Zombie Weekend from part 1 on my channel. So yeah, be sure to check all that out. I've been Random Ross. This has been Zombie Weekend. So until next time, don't have nightmares.